Rightio, we're heading out bush. Just wanted to try these spotties out. I fit some 7-inch stedi Type X Sports the other day, and this is the first time really using them, so we'll see how they go. But I think I'll do a proper review on them a bit later on. But so far so good. I am liking them. They seem to put out a fair bit of light, and that's what you want, I suppose. I don't know if you can see these corrugations, but man, they're huge. Look at the size of these corrugations. Huge. Pretty standard for out here, actually. So rough. And this is a road I drive constantly. Rattles your teeth out, mate. About 5 degrees this morning. The car was saying 2 about an hour ago. Sun's not up yet. Usually when it pokes its head up, it sort of gets a bit cooler. Man, the sky looks beautiful this morning, nice and sort of purple. This camera's actually picking it up quite well. It's kind of surprising. Yeah, we had a mob of rain, like a good sort of 2 or 3 inches, probably a week and a half ago now, and it's still hanging around. I mean, the weather's very cold and whatnot, so I think this water's going to be around for a long time yet. And bogged. Rightio. Oh, beautiful bloody morning out here. Look at it. Incredible. Got sick of using jerry cans all the time, so I made up a bit of a diesel tank. Might run through that one day. This King Chrome box, I've only had on here for probably a month. It's full of tools, but I'm liking it so far. But again, the main thing for me is anything that you're going to fit to your vehicle and use, it's the longevity. How's it gonna last? Like, I'm curious to see if this box holds together out here on these roads, because a lot of stuff just falls to pieces. So it's always interesting to see. Rightio, just come through the gate off the main road, head down the fence line, and we'll see what's going on. So basically today I'm going to run around and check fences, make sure the cattle are good, check the bores, troughs, follow pipelines that take water from bores to different tanks, make sure there's no leaks. Just general maintenance stuff really. But it is winter time and it's rained, so there's plenty of water around. And rightio, what do we got here? This little clay pan always fills up and stays wet for a long ass time. So I think we'll drive around that. Probably the most sensible option. Maybe not the most exciting, but hey, it's the way to go. Absolutely beautiful morning, so peaceful out here. Why wouldn't you want to be out here? Seriously. Oh, what do we got here? Interesting. Yeah, it's not too bad along here. It's sort of just, like, it's not real boggy, it's just slippery. It's sort of clay pan country. A little bit of a hill climb. Cameras never do it justice, but this is a little bit steep. It's not ridiculous, but a little bit of fun anyway for the morning. Sorry if the camera's a little bit rough. Might jump out here and show you guys the view actually, because it's pretty spectacular. Another thing that I've seen 100,000 times but just never get sick of it, eh? It's just beautiful. Go for a little climb up here. Look at that. Sun coming up over there. Just beautiful. Right, I thought I'd just show you, this is a bit of a spot I've found, a nice clear opening. You got the ranges to the north there, can't really see them, but just a perfect opening, and then the southern ranges over here, a good camping spot I reckon. So, you know, watch the sun come up over on the ranges there and sit back with a little fire and maybe the puppies, and yeah, watch the sun set on the ranges. So I think it's going to be a good spot. Might try and make a camp here in the next few days and make a bit of a video, I reckon. See how we go. Been running these Mickey Thompson ATs, Bahas, and they're a good tyre. I ran a set on my previous Hilux before I traded for this rig, and they're a very good tyre. I didn't really rotate them, I got a bit slack on my last vehicle, and the place where I usually get services wasn't really doing a good job in that department either. So I did about 30,000 on them, I reckon, 35,000. and the rears were pretty bald, but that's with no rotation. So, but as far as, I mean, you can't go past, I've used a lot of different tyres and all-terrains specifically with the 2-ply sidewall, and they're just so weak. I always get punctures, and especially with the burnt country out here, you get little bits of wood that, you know, they go hard as steel and they just go straight through your sidewall. So these are a 10-ply tread, 3-ply sidewall, and they really do a good job. I've run a few different brands like Toyo mud terrains, Yokohama mud terrains, and they've all done well. They're a 10-ply tread, 3-ply sidewall, and never really had many flats. So, but I'll go into a bit more detail in regards to tyres, I reckon, in another video, and just run through my thoughts and opinions on them and what works for out here in the sticks. Rightio, we're at the first bore. Sort of just run around here and check everything's alright. I did go up there and check those tanks and they're full. Didn't record anything. But yeah, we got a trough over this side and a trough over this side, which we put in not that long ago. Rightio, we jumped on another fence line here, and basically wherever you drive out here on the station, like you want to, if you're going to check bores or whatever, it's just always smart to, you know, like there is another road down the guts of this paddock, sort of that way, but usually take this route because it's a fence, so you may as well drive it and check it. And there's also a pipeline under the ground that we ran a couple of years back that goes from the bore I was just at to a bore over towards these hills over here. So, you know, when you're doing your run and you're driving around checking bores and stuff like that, you sort of can get a few jobs done at once. You know, you drive down here and you're checking the fence and the pipeline as well. If you notice any water over here where the pipeline is under the ground, and then there may be a leak, and then you can pull up and get the shovel out and go to work and sort of fix the leak. Got a few cattle over here. Jumping around, having a bit of fun, feeling fresh this morning by the looks. Hello guys. Hey, what are you doing? How you feeling this morning, good or what? Hey mama. Oh, we'll open up this bad boy. Down into this little creek. Well, you can see that that's run. There used to be a real big water hole there, but it's sort of, as the creek keeps running season after season, it's sort of filled in a little bit. Rightio, we'll check this place out, make sure everything's up to scratch. Everything's pretty quiet at the moment because, like I said, we've had heaps of rain and the cattle are sort of out walking around and nothing really hanging around the yards for a drink. Just came across something here. I think it's a horse, dead horse. Looks like maybe she died giving birth by the looks of it, poor thing. Not too sure what happened there, but always unfortunate when you see something like that. Poor things, but that's just the way it goes, I guess. Always a bunch of water sitting here. Sits here for a long time. That is a lot of water. Right, time for a bit of lunch. Oh, smoker, I should say. What else we got in here? Make a roast sanger, I think. Look at that. I'm gonna smash that. See ya. Rightio. Got a big dam over here. We'll go and see if the latest rain put any water in it, because it's been dry for a while. Don't know. Be very interested to see. When we get enough rain and it sort of comes off the ranges there and feeds into this dam. What do we got? Probably bone dry, I suppose. Yep. Right. Back over here. Ugh. Got a few cattle over here. Oi, what are you doing? Couple of moo cows on the road, eh? What are these folks up to this morning? Bunch of cows with their calves. Big fella over here, big scrub ball. Hello, mate. Sort of old looking bloke. What's happening? I'm going to use this little electric saw here. I've actually had this for a while and it works really well. Took it up to Lorella Springs and cut a bunch of wood, and I was a bit unsure with an electric saw. Didn't really think I'd ever use one, but it works really well. I might do a review on that later. Anyway, I got to chop these trees down. We've got a bore here that runs off solar just over there, and sun comes up in the east over here, and the bore really doesn't get pumping for a few hours after the sun's come up, because these trees sort of block it. So time for them to go. Rightio. All done. All done. So yeah, this saw's not bad. I mean, that was off one battery. I managed to cut all that down. And that's a fair effort. I mean, they're pretty decent trees. Well, I reckon anyway. So I think it's a 5 amp hour battery. A Zeto, nothing special. Their PXC range, which is pretty good, I reckon. It's ended up buying a bunch of their stuff, and the batteries are all interchangeable. But we'll give all the gear a longer go before we properly review it. But so far, pretty impressed. Rightio, next job, we've got to pick these gates up. We put a new yard in here, made out of portable panels, and we chopped some of this old gear out of the front of the yard, old gates and whatnot. So they'll come in handy. Old man wants to use them, and yeah, so they're going to be pretty heavy. We'll try and stick them up here and see what happens, I suppose. Just thought I'd quickly show you under here. A fair bit of weight on here, and I've got those gates on top. I don't know if you can see the where the bump stops are. Obviously they've been hitting a little bit, so it's been bottoming out a little bit, but you know, try and drive around steady. It is what it is. Still running the standard suspension, but on the 24th I got it booked in to get a 2-inch Dobinson lift. So I've tried a few other brands. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, hopefully it's all good. Carry the weight a little bit better. Rightio, I've just pulled up. Time to put some fuel in, I reckon. Now, I think I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure, that I always used to use Jerry's, but you know, I've been using them for years and I'm just so over it. And fuel contamination too out here with dust and stuff, always fueling up out of Jerry's, you know, out in the scrub. So I sort of put this tank together, and holds about, I don't know, 85, 90 litres, and just gravity fed, no pump on it. I didn't really want to muck around with a pump and another battery and more things that can go wrong out here, so it works quite well. I'll have a quick look around while that's fueling up. Can't wait to get this suspension put in. That was a very slow journey on the dirt, but that's alright. Just real heavy at the moment, but you know, it does pretty well.